It's spooky book haul video, and it's spooky because I added a red light. And it's an exciting one because we have special editions. I went secondhand book shopping. I've been sent some terrific books, and there's a new subscription service I'm going to talk about as well. It's really exciting. And one of them might be a bit of a controversial pickup. We shall see. So we have a nice eclectic mix of fantasy and sci-fi books to ogle over. We will start with that subscription service. This video is sponsored by PaperQuest. Now, I can't remember if it was in a video or if it was on Instagram, but I have mentioned so many times I would love to see an indie self-published book subscription service. So when PaperQuest reached out to me and said that they want to sponsor this video, definitely. They are a new UK-based monthly subscription service with a real focus on finding new authors and new types of stories. Each month, they ship out 2 self-published books with about 500 pages of contents between the 2 books. The theme and genre does change every single month, and they have a real focus on the 2 books that they choose for each month being very different, even if they are within the same genre. So even if one of them didn't work out for you, the other one probably will. They also come with some extra bookish bits and an invitation to join a book club where you can meet with other subscribers and ask questions for the authors. There are also monthly interviews with the authors for a more personalized experience. And they did send me their September box, I believe, which is sci-fi. Andrew? It's me. And I do love this idea of 1, finding new authors, but 2, the book club with interviews with the authors and being able to have more one-on-one talks with the authors. I think that's a great idea that I've not seen done before. So the first month is focusing on accessible science fiction. So this is actually their first ever subscription box, and they have 2 sci-fi books. The first one called Mark of Eternity by Zachary Mulder. Second, we have Red Darkling, which I want to note has a robot cat. As soon as I saw that, I thought, that sounds like a book for me. I don't think I've read anything with any robot animals, but recently I've heard of 2 books. The Gin Bot of Shantyport and now this. I'm clearly meant to read a book with robot animals. So if you're looking to find a way to find new self-published authors and maybe find some hidden gems, definitely check out PaperQuest. Thank you very much, PaperQuest, for sponsoring this video, and if you're looking to check out their stuff, it'll all be linked in the description below. Now for books I've been sent. First up we have The Rivener by Garrett Godsey. Aside from the striking cover, this is a very idea-driven sci-fi thriller, urban thriller. And the thing that really grabbed me with this one is the reviews that I've seen for this so far have all been incredible. This sounds like a very mind-bending, idea-driven, philosophical sci-fi book, and it just sounds really unique and unlike anything that I have heard of before. It has a hidden parallel world that is created by humanity's collective consciousness, and I will certainly be picking this up towards the end of the year. Next up, we have The Elements of Time, which, look at that cover. That's absolutely stunning. This is one of the nicest covers I've seen recently. Are those animal companions? Oh, hell yeah. I'll be honest, this was very much cover driven. I saw it and I thought that looks amazing, but as soon as I looked further into it, there's so many keywords and things that just sound really interesting. Cosmic war between timeless beings, a school setting, unknown worlds, destiny, and The Elements of Time is the series name. The first book is called The Winds of Change. So I'm curious to know how this leans into time. Is it just these timeless beings, or are we going to see some time warping, perhaps time travel antics? I'm not sure, doesn't say anything about that. However, the possibilities have me super excited. Next up, we have The Forsaken Planet. This is a sci-fi book, if the cover and the name wasn't obvious enough. Not sure why I needed to add that, but there you go. When mysterious aircraft wreak havoc across Earth's skies, it is revealed that there are clusters of other planets where humankind resides. Distant worlds where the people wield the power of the stars themselves. This follows Colton, who after some tragic events joins the army of the Universal Throne. Where he faces prejudice, he goes through combat sims, all with this looming threat of war. This sounds like almost like War of the Worlds meets Combat Codes, which sounds amazing. I am going to need to do a sci-fi binge to read some of these incredible sci-fi books. Next one up, you will have already have seen this if you watched my Pretty Books video. However, my copy of Sword of Kaigen, the Kickstarter edition from Wraithmarked Creative, has arrived. And this book is absolutely stunning. Art by Felix Ortiz, design by Sean King. And while yes, the book is beautiful, I know that this is a lot of people's favourite indie self-published book of all time, so I have really high hopes about picking this up. I have only heard amazing things about this story, and I cannot wait to read it. I will be reading it in December, and I have already mentioned this in another video, but I am just going to confirm I will set up a buddy read for this, so if you haven't read Sword of Kaigen or you want to do a reread, I will be doing a read along in December. I will set up a Discord and everything that I'll announce next month. I guess this is technically me announcing it. I'm a professional, but I will set that up, share it in November, buddy read in December. I'm looking forward to it. And yes, depending on how it goes, we may do more read-alongs and buddy reads in 2024. Next one up, you will also have already seen this if you watched the same Beautiful Books video, but my copies of The Heroes and Red Country arrived. This set just looks incredible. This is Abercrombie's standalone series, so these are self-contained stories to my knowledge. However, most do recommend reading them after the first Law trilogy. Not sure I need to say much about Abercrombie, he is a titan in the genre, and Broken Binding did a terrific job with these books. I also received the third and final Chronicle of the Wolf Queen book as part of the Broken Binding subscription. Red naked hardback with a dragon on it. Hell yeah. Now this is a series I really don't know very much about. I had heard of it, I know Elliot Brooks really likes it, and Kind of Insanity over on Instagram likes it. That's one thing about the Broken Binding sub that I really like, is it's picking series that I know of and I'd heard really good things about, but usually I don't already have copies, and it means I can pick these up and try these new series. So if you have read this trilogy, please let me know what you thought in the comments below. I'd be really intrigued because I don't see a lot of people talking about it. And lastly, some books that I picked up when I was out of town for a family birthday. First of all, I got Murakami's What I Talk About When I Talk About Running. This is a writing and a running book, so he talks a lot about his writing craft and how he relates it to running. I have been really interested in picking this up, mainly because I really do make a connection between running and writing as well. There's a lot of similarities in how I approach both. This will be my first Murakami book, which is probably a really weird place to start. However, it's just the one that's really shouting out to me. I didn't realize how short it was. It's a very short book, which I'm happy with. So yes, I know it's a weird place to start with Murakami, but it just sounds terrific. It sounds like the type of book I would really enjoy. And I always love reading about other authors writing philosophies, I guess is one way of putting it. Next up, I got Bill Bryson's A Short History of Nearly Everything. This is meant to be really funny. It follows Bill Bryson, who travels a lot and he documents a lot about what he learns in his travels. It was actually my dad who recommended Bill Bryson to me. He said he really enjoyed his books, and also I was watching a Two to Ramble clip and they said that Terry Pratchett once went on record saying that Bill Bryson was one of his favourite authors. So if Terry Pratchett says it's good, and my dad too, I guess, I knew I had to give it a try. Next, I found two books in a charity shop, one being Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow. This book got talked about a lot when it first came out. It's kind of quieting down now, but anything with game design in the story certainly piqued my fancy. Some people love this book and some people really don't like this book. So it's been on my radar a while and I was tempted to pick up. So as soon as I saw this for cheap in a charity shop, I thought, this is the time. And last, and probably least, we have Terry Goodkind's Wizard's First Rule. Now I know what you're thinking. This book and this author get a really bad name. Apparently there's a lot of ripping off done in this book, and from what I've seen, the author seems to be very questionable in the things he says. Rather arrogant. I've not looked into it a lot, I just know that this is infamous in the fantasy genre. So when I saw it for super cheap in a charity shop, I don't really want to buy a copy of this. So this is my chance to pick up a copy super cheap and just see what it's like for myself. Kind of a morbid curiosity thing. So we'll see. I don't know why. I thought this was a good idea, but I picked it up and I do plan on trying to read it. But let me know if you've read Wizard's First Rule and what you thought. And that'll do it for today. Have you picked up any books recently? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you very much, Paper Quest, for sponsoring this video. Please do check out their website. I have been harping on about a self-published subscription service and how good that would be, so check them out in the comments. But thank you very much for watching. Wait for it. Wait for it. Outro.